And then we go, so 2nd and 17, we go 3-by-1. This is the play that we scored the deep one on Purdue, right? They're playing a lot of one high. We're going to run a corner here. He's got your inside seam route. He's got your field seam route. And then we just run the hitch over here. And you're trying to attack whoever the middle safety is. And to me, Riley's just late on this. He's late and he throws it too far. I don't know if he's confused on who. Maybe he thought it was too high because if you watch it from this view, he never gets off of him. But if you know it's, you're attacking him with 2 vertical routes right now, right? I mean, he's not getting off the hash. You don't have to wait for your guy. I can throw it to the field right now. And we're just late. And if you watch this from this copy, he's open early. If you just throw it on a line, is that Great House, number 1?
That's right.
Just throw it on a line right now. Just throw it right here. It's a big completion.
Jared, what do you think? And people are going to want to hear your opinion. I mean, Riley doesn't throw a great deep ball, right? Like in this one, he overthrows it. Later in the game, he kind of underthrows it. If you're an NFL scout, what are your thoughts on Riley Leonard's arm strength?
Yeah, someone told me he was like a 1st-round prospect. I don't see that. Usually his deep balls he's not driving his deep balls, right? He's kind of like, to me, he should drive that as like a seam ball. It should be.
So talk to me about driving a deep ball, like and again, you had a howitzer for an arm. Is that like the mechanics of the throw? When you say drive it, what does that mean versus he just lays it up? Like
I'm not sure Riley's got a fastball, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it does make sense. I mean, I kind of know what you mean, but I'm asking you to walk that thought out.
Yeah, so I think that he throws a really accurate football. I think he throws especially the underneath stuff. But when it comes time to throw your, 20-yard across the field comeback, you got to throw a fastball, right? You got to drive that thing out there. It shouldn't go more than 15 yards above the ground, if that makes sense. I mean, it's just you're throwing a strike, you're throwing a fastball. And I'm not sure
okay.
So for him, it's got to be more timing stuff. It's either got to be short routes or he's got to get the ball out a little bit faster. And he's
Jared, is that just something that's like I believe with like athletes, you can't teach quick twitch. You can't train for quick twitch, right? That's just something I personally believe. Like foot speed, I think sometimes it's like especially with like linemen, you either have it or you don't, just foot speed.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about like driving a ball, what factors into that? Like I'm watching that little quarterback from Oregon. I'm like, how is his hand even big enough to make some of these throws? You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%. Yeah, absolutely. It's like not everybody can throw a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. You either have that or you don't. It's not like you can go.
Interesting.
You can go do a bunch of muscle, building to throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. You can do that, or there's just arm talent, and there's guys that don't have the arm talent. I'm not trying to shit on Riley Leonard here. I don't.
Well,
I
no,
no.
You're very, you're very Christian about your approach. But
sorry, go ahead.
No. I asked you the question, and I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I haven't seen that type of arm talent out of Riley Leonard where it would have shown up by now. Like I think a Menchie or, you've seen it jump off his hands every once in a while, right? I think even a car probably has that type.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, when they can. That's so interesting because there's levels to it. Yeah, because like a Minchie can like flick the ball, like you'd watch a Mike Vick can just flick it.
Correct.
And it'll go 68 yards.
Yeah.
But I also watch Riley's base.
But see how he throws. is about 25 yards above. Like, see how it's a big
Too much
looping-
air.
If he just, you know what I mean? He could just drive that right. 1, 2, 3, hitch, bang. And if that thing comes out on a line here to right here, it should be completed around 18 to 22, maybe 25 if you're a little late. So if you look at where the line of scrimmage is, we're on the 44. So let's just call it the 45. This ball should be completed at 10. This ball should be being completed right around the 33-yard line. So if he drives it now, bam, that ball should hit him right there, which is when he's open. But he's
Go
throwing
to
it
the
like
tight copy.
a
Go to
big
the
go
tight
ball.
copy.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. I want to see something with
land.
Riley. I want to see something with Riley.
He does
Because
have
his base
trash
to
at
me.
feet. But
But see,
yeah, there's stuff in his face. He's leaning back, and maybe but I don't think he's trying to drive it in there. I think he's trying to lay it up for him to go get it.
interesting. Because
So
it's
he's
my
leaning-
understanding. Can you hear me, Jared?
Yep, I hear you. Sorry.
Okay. It's my understanding, like, go back one more time. It's the tight copy. It's fine. I feel like his base is when he goes to like plant and throw, like, boom. He has a wide base with those feet.
Yeah.
Like old school, like when you'd see the quarterbacks wearing the knee brace on their left knee. Remember those days?
Yep.
And like now, all these pockets are so condensed as pass rushers keep getting better and better and better. I mean, if you watch, Aaron Rodgers kind of started doing that narrow base. He would almost throw the ball off his tippy toes
Yep.
to even get a higher release point. But all that snap and that drive comes from like that torque in your hips.
Your hips. Yep.
Versus like that long pitcher base. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And that's the way most people teach it these days. You have a wider base.
Nowadays.
Yep. Nowadays, you have a wider base. You almost have either a 6-inch step or no step. And it's all being generated from just your weight transfer in your hips.
Like a golf swing.
Yeah. Yes. A baseball swing, golf swing. Exactly.
Here we're looking at Oben. He almost gets home out of a 2-point stance. Little swipe, hands. It's a bad ball by Jack, in my opinion. Just kind of having a feel for the game, Jack. Watch 24. I get here. Just chill, brother. Just chill. You're going to have a feel for this, right? He's going to get pushed up in the pocket. But Jack, He-Man just keeps walking the center back, runs himself right by the quarterback. So had he kind of just posted up, that quarterback would have fell right into his lap. One more time. You can kind of see it. Weird game between these two. This looks like some sort of a bust out here. Riley Mills is so bad with his hands. I mean, if you watch on any given snap, you watch Howard Cross with his hands and Riley Mills with his hands. Maybe it's just those white gloves, but he's just not active with his hands in terms of trying to get people off. Real weird feel for the game for Mills. I'll continue to say it. Basic stuff in pass rushing. You get to a certain level and you have to retrace. I mean, I've been hearing that since high school. Retrace. You get to a certain level, you got to come back. All right, that's after that long QB run. I'd believe it if we said, man. I would say that he would have this back. He would blitz. See if Schuler rotates. Why is that out the gate? Let's take a look. Take a look at these two. It's so crazy. Yeah. I hate, we've talked about this a few weeks in a row. I'll maybe start with Kaiser because I used to say this about Marist, and this is what these kids are being taught, which is so strange. You know, you would think he's key in the back, he's going to flow down, but no. Golden has him responsible for that quarterback. That's why he's going to, you've seen this year over year. I trust Golden, but it's just, you've heard me say it going on several weeks here. We are vulnerable to the run. It's just tough. They put Oben in a bind, they put Drake in a bind. It's interesting. Gosh, that's interesting. Because Drake's alignment is good as far as I'm concerned. Last time, I promise. Because he's, apexing this. His alignment's fine. He has clear vision through. Oben's unblocked. Watts has to fill. So Drake, you got to make your mind up. Like you're either going to slip underneath him and flatten out. That's what you probably should do. Watts sees it late. Not great.